So coming to the topic of energy sources. The energy sources are mainly two types. One is independent energy source. What is that? Independent. Other one is dependent energy source. Independent energy source and dependent energy source. In the independent energy sources, we have voltage source as well as current source. And in the voltage source, we have an ideal voltage source as well as practical voltage source. Similarly, current is also having ideal voltage current source and a practical current source. Now coming to the dependent sources, we have four types of dependent sources. Under that one, the first one is come under voltage controlled voltage source. What is that? Voltage controlled voltage source. Second one, voltage controlled current source. Third one, current controlled current source. Current controlled voltage source. These are the various sources that is come under dependent sources. Now coming to the ideal voltage source. What is an ideal voltage source? There is no internal resistance for this. Internal resistance is zero. For example, normally the voltage source can be represented with a voltage. This is the voltage. Potential difference. Now coming to the practical voltage source, we have voltage in series with some internal resistance. In this case, the internal resistance is 0 ohms. Here it has some internal resistance for. Similarly, when you come to the ideal current source, generally current source will be denoted with a arrow mark like this. Voltage source are denoted with the polarities minus and plus, and this is the ideal current source. When you go for practical current source, we have current source in parallel with a resistance, but this resistance value should be very large. So here, in the case of practical voltage source, the value of R must be very small and the value of this R is large. However, in the ideal voltage source, the internal resistance is 0 ohms, and ideal current source, the internal resistance is infinite. That difference we have to see. We will discuss one by one. What is the explanation required for this one? We can have. Now coming to the voltage controlled voltage source. Sir, what is voltage controlled voltage source? How can you write that voltage controlled voltage source? One by one we will talk. Just we will discuss very clearly how they connected, series, parallel, what will happen to if the internal resistance is varying, how the voltage and current characteristics, all these things we will talk, because once if you are strong about the fundamentals, automatically further subject becomes more clarity for you. Now coming to our discussion, we have a voltage controlled voltage source. Voltage controlled voltage source. Sir, how can you write this voltage controlled? Whenever voltage means this is the input voltage, it is open, it can be written as VI. It can be written as VI. So coming to the voltage source, how can you write the voltage source? A dependent source can be represented by this symbol, and voltage source means polarity we have to denote, minus and plus, and this voltage depends upon the input voltage. The output voltage can be written as mu into VI. Mu into VI. So this is what we can have a output voltage V0. Generally, output voltage by input voltage is a voltage gain. It can be denoted with a symbol of mu. That's why mu Vi. This is the output voltage. Mu into Vi. Vn is nothing but. The next one is what? Voltage controlled current source. So voltage controlled means as it is we have to go like this. This is voltage controlled. This one open circuit. Current source. Generally you have a dependent source symbol. Current source means with an arrow, we can indicate with an arrow like this. And what is this one? Current I. It is depends upon what? The current I is depends upon V. So output current by input voltage. Do you know what is current by voltage? Current by voltage is a conductance. Output current by input voltage is a transconductance. So that what this current can be written as Gm into Vi. This is equal to Gm. So this is the current I naught. I naught is equal to Gm into Vi. This one is called voltage controlled voltage source. Similarly, when you come to the other source, current controlled current source. Sir, just observe here. The current controlled means you have current here. This is I1. Current source. Current source is nothing but it can be denoted with an arrow like this. But how can you write? This current I naught is depends upon the input alpha into I1. Alpha is an indication for current gain. Alpha an indication for current gain. Similarly, current controlled voltage source here. Current controlled means it can be shorted like this because current is there. Voltage is 0. Voltage source. Voltage source means how can you represent? This is minus and plus. Output voltage by input current. Output voltage by input current. Output voltage by current is a resistance. This is a trans resistance. Hence Rm into I1. This voltage source is depends upon input current. Hence current controlled voltage source. This output current is depends upon input current. Hence current controlled. Here this output current is depends upon input voltage. Hence voltage controlled. Here is also voltage controlled because its output voltage is depends upon input voltage. I think you all of you studied second year. You have some knowledge in the electronic circuits. Do you know what is the best example for voltage controlled voltage source? The most useful amplifier circuit, that is IC circuit, integrated circuit, which we are using, operational amplifier. Op amp is the best example for voltage controlled voltage source. What is the best example for voltage controlled current source? Voltage controlled current source is a FET, field effective transistor. Current controlled current source. Current controlled current source. This is the best example for BJT, bipolar junction transistor. Current controlled voltage source, it will not come under the electronic circuit devices. That may be come under the electrical machines. You may have example like a series generator. But these are the best examples for current controlled current source, voltage controlled current source, and the voltage controlled voltage sources. These are the various dependent sources. Now again we go back to independent sources. How the internal resistance, what is the difference between ideal and practical sources? When the current changes, what happened to voltage? When voltage changes, what happened to current? Each and everything we'll talk. In addition to that, how combinations, how the voltage sources should be connected, how the current sources should be connected, those things we'll talk. Now coming to this ideal voltage source. Generally in the ideal means in the world nowhere it is. Ideal, it's an 100% efficiency. Where you will get 100% efficiency? You never get. But if that case will happens, how the response? Only theoretically it has a discussion. Ideal voltage source, ideal current source, all are belongs. Not only here, anywhere when you are talking about ideal means, practically that is not possible. It is only assumption. If that is like 100% efficiency, no system is having 100% of efficiency. So when you come to the ideal voltage source, a voltage is like this. the internal resistance, suppose if you are assuming that internal resistance R, that is 0 here. Then how these characteristics, for example, some voltage is Vs, some current is Is. If current through this one Is is increases, what happened to the Vs? What is the effect of this current changes across this terminal voltage? For example, this is the voltage we have to take here. What will happen to the voltage? There is no drop here. Hence, voltage always remains constant. This voltage remains constant like this. If you take a practical voltage source, this is a voltage Vs. We have a internal resistance of Rs. And this is the terminal voltage which we are going to take here. This is the terminal voltage Vt. So, how the when current through this is increases, when Is increases, what is the effect of this one? When Is increases, Is into Rs will increase, drop across this one will increases, terminal voltage becomes reduces. So, if you see those characteristics, here this is Is, this is Vs. The ideal line is like this. Already we discussed this is an ideal line. Practically the drop becomes like this. So what is the resultant voltage, sir? The resultant voltage here Vt is equals to Vs minus Is into Rs. When Is increases, that is 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 increases, what happened? This drop increases. When this drop increases, what happened? This value will reduces. Hence, the Vt will be reduces here. So, whenever in a practical voltage source, if the source current is increases, the voltage across the terminals will reduce. Whereas an ideal voltage source, if the source current increases, that current does not show any effect on the terminal voltage. Similarly, when you come to the current source, of course, I given an ideal voltage source heading here. This one is a practical voltage source. Keep it in mind. Don't confuse for this one. This one is practical voltage source. Similarly, we can go for current source. How the current source can be represented? The current source, normally I told you current source is always denoted with an arrow mark like this. Voltage source are denoted with a polarity of minus and plus, something like this. Coming to here, what is the internal resistance of this one? The internal resistance of this one is infinite. No current will drop in the inside. The entire current will pass through the load only. This is what you will have a resultant current IT. For example, IT, whatever the current is here, the entire current will pass through this one. So that if you see the characteristics of this one, when the voltage across this one is Vs, if I can say Vs, if you vary the Vs, Is is constant. This is what it is, a constant. In similar manner, if you want to calculate the practical current source, if you have a current in parallel with a large resistance, that keep it in mind, we have a load resistance RL. This belongs to what? Actually this one is source. This one is source. What happened here? When your voltage across this one is increases, current through this one is decreases. As like I told you, in under this condition, Vs is here, Is is here. This is the example for ideal. Practically this will be decreasing like this. For example, I can take the current IT here and this current is Is here. So what is IT is equals to? This is some current is here. I can take this is I, this is some Rs, this is Is. How can I get current IT? IT is equals to I minus Is. Is can be written as I minus Vs by R. Vs by R. When Vs increases, what happened? This value will increases. When this value will increases, this value will decrease. Hence, IT is decreases. This is the resultant current is decreases. This is what an important conclusion. An ideal voltage source, irrespective of current, the voltage remains constant. In practical voltage source, if the source current increases, the drop across the terminals will decrease. In ideal current source, irrespective of the voltage, current is constant. And here, if the voltage across the source increases, the current will drops like this. For that, I given a conclusions. Now, I have a small discussion here for you. Sir, what is the effect of a parallel resistance across an ideal voltage source? Are you got my question? Once again, I repeat the question. What is the effect of resistance, parallel resistance, shunt resistance across an ideal voltage source? That is, voltage across the terminals decrease or increase, does not change. Anything? Can you guess the answer for that? Now you see what is the question I given. This is an ideal voltage source. No internal resistance. It has some resistance of 10 ohms here. Resistance of 10 ohms. Now what is the voltage across these terminals? Whatever the voltage is here, same voltage will appear, same voltage will appear here. It is 10 volts only. Sir, how the question will rise? How the question will rise? For example, if an ideal voltage source is here, it has some resistance of 10 ohms here, and it is having resistance of some 20 ohms here, and it is also having some resistance of 30 ohms. Some values you can take, not be a problem. Sir, if this resistance value varies from 10 ohms to 20 ohms, what is happening across these terminals, voltage across this one? It does not change. Here I told you with a one example, but something is inserted additionally here. Up to this one, you can take as a one network. You can take as a one network. This is an additional network. You can remove this 10 ohms also. Voltage across this one is whatever the voltage is given. For example, 100 volts are given here. 100 volts means what happened? 60 volts is here, 40 volts is here. How can I written that one? Kirchhoff's voltage law. Even if this 10 ohms will increases to 20 ohms, what will happen to voltage across this one and this one? Does not change. Finally, when you come to one conclusion, I will give one more example for this for better understanding. We can have 100 volts here. There is an internal resistance of R in parallel, and there is some resistance of this one and this one, R1 and R2. R1 and R2. If the R varies from, what is that? Some 1 ohms to 100 ohms, anything value, 1 ohm to 100 ohms. You cannot make it a 0. Whenever if you are making this 0, the voltage across these terminals becomes short circuit. That is becomes bad case. You cannot do, if you take voltage source, make it short circuit, what happened? The circuit will damage. That is the reason I written 1 ohm here. Some value should be required for this one. So, when R is varying from some X value to Y value, the voltage across this terminal will not change. Similarly, when you are talking about current source, for example, I have some current source is here. Some current source is here. It has some internal resistance of R. This is a variable in series with the current source. This is current I in series with the resistance. I can have two parallel branches of resistances R1 and R2. This is R1 and R2. So, if I will vary this resistance, what is the change in current? Either this or here. No change. Why? Because whatever the current is coming here, it will go out like this. Finally, the current is divided according to the resistance values. You see here, if I is 10 amperes, R is 10 ohms, this R1 is 5 ohms, this R2 is 5 ohms. These R1 and R2 are fixed. R1 and R2 are fixed. What is the current here? 10 amperes. What should be the current here? As per the knowledge is concerned, the current here is 10 amperes only. So here is 10 ampere, here is 10 amperes. Suppose this resistance value we are making 20 ohms. Instead of 10 ohms, we are making 20 ohms. What is the current in R1 and R2? Does not change. Why? Because even though if you are changing 20 ohms, current will not show any effect. 10 amperes only. This is 5 amperes only. This is 5 amperes only. Again it goes to 10 amperes only. Final conclusion is any series resistance connected to a current source, that resistance does not show any effect. A ideal voltage source in parallel with a resistance, that will not show any effect on the voltages. These two are the best examples. Sometimes what happens is wasting of your time. The examiner will look like that. Circuit 1 he will give 10 amperes, 10 ohms, something like that. Same circuit is repeated. If the resistance value of this becomes 20 ohms, then what happened to the current? Current becomes half, current becomes double. Current he will not ask here. He may ask current here. We are going to solve the problem. Yes, 20 ohms, 10 ohms. Don't take like that. Current in series with resistance. You should get the idea immediately. That is what competitive exam actually. Competitive exam means not only a regular procedure. Students should think logically sometimes. Without doing the problem also, you have to answer such a questions. 20 to 25% will be there in your examination. Are you okay? Right. This is about the voltage sources, how different sources are there. Now, source connections. If they are connected in series and parallel, how the resultant, how should be connected, these things we have to talk. Suppose we have an voltage source of V1 and voltage source of V2. So these two are connected in parallel. When this is valid, when V1 is equals to V2, it must be like this. Under that condition, we can take as any of the voltage, either V1 or V2 we can take. There is no effect of other source. This is for ideal voltage source. For example, you can have a 5 volts here, another voltage source is here, it is also 5 volts. Then the net voltage is 5 volts only. So, if it is not happened like that, for example, this is 10 volts is here and 5 volts is here. This is 5 volts. Keep it in mind, we are talking ideal voltage sources, not practical sources. So here what happened? V1 is not equal to V2. Under this condition, Kirchhoff's voltage law is violating. It is not the case applicable. Unequal ideal voltage sources never be connected in parallel. It violating the Kirchhoff's laws. So similarly, if voltage sources are connected in series, that is not be a problem. If we have a voltage source of V1 here and another source of V2 here, what is the resultant? Both are having same polarity, minus to plus, minus to plus. The resultant voltage V is equals to V1 plus V2. The resultant voltage is V1 plus V2. Similarly, when you have a voltage source here, this is V1 and other source is in the reverse direction. What happened here? The resultant voltage, this is V2, this becomes like a V is equals to V1 minus V2. You can write V2 minus V1 or V1 minus V2 with respect to polarity we have to take. For example, if this is 10 volts, this is 5 volts, 10 minus 5 is a 5 volts. If it is a 10 volts, if it is a 5 volts, what happened? That becomes 5 volts, but with respect to this polarity, if it is a plus and minus, you verify is in the same direction or is in the opposite polarity. Based on that, we can tell it is a positive voltage or negative voltage. Similarly, when you come to the, I have a small question for you. Just up to now what we discussed, ideal voltage source, there must be having equal voltages if they are connected in parallel. So I'll give you one example. You see, this is the problem. Having 10 volts, having internal resistance of 5 ohms, and also internal resistance of 5 ohms, having 5 volts. This is 5 volts. Sir, under this condition, what is the voltage across this terminal, sir? What is the voltage across this terminal? For example, I can say plus and minus. First of all, these voltage sources connected in parallel. Unequal voltage sources are connected in parallel. 10 volts and 5 volts. Is it a valid circuit or invalid circuit? No doubt, the circuit is valid circuit. Why? Because it has internal resistance. They are not ideal voltage sources. These are practical voltage sources. In practical voltage sources, whatever the connection you can do, it is possible. No question of violating and all these things will come. Can you guess what is the voltage across this one? Without solving this problem, I can say our answer is between, what is the range? 5 volts to 10 volts. Our voltage is ranging from 5 volts to 10 volts because one is lower potential, other one is higher potential. There is a drops here. No doubt we are going to get. For this problem, I know that the answer is 7.5 volts here. Why? Because, of course, going to Kirchhoff's voltage law, I will give you a complete details. You don't worry. Because you have already idea, that is the reason I am telling this example. Now you see what is the voltage? Current is flowing from higher. This is this point to this point, like this. Higher potential to lower potential. Now this is the point. What is the terminal here? Minus to plus. Come like this, like this, like this, like this. Plus to minus. How they are is in opposite. So 10 volts minus 5 volts divided by what is the total resistance in the circuit? Is 10 ohms. 10 ohms. Now current is 0.5 amperes. Sir, the current flowing to this one is 0.5 amperes, sir. So 0.5 amperes flowing is here. 0.5 into 5 is a 2.5 volts. Generally, where is the, how can you select the polarity? The current entering terminal is a plus, leaving terminal is a minus. Similarly, come to here, same current is flowing because there is no effect of this one. Same current is coming here because it looks like a series circuit. 0.5 amperes. 0.5 amperes is coming here, plus and minus. This is also having 2.5 volts. Now, you see, we want to take the voltage across this one. Just you check the polarity. Minus to plus, minus to plus. These two are in aiding. 5 volts plus 2.5. And check here, minus to plus, plus to minus. They are in opposite. 10 minus 2.5. So, we can answer either 10 minus 2.5 or 5 plus 2.5 because voltage across the parallel should be same. If you take this branch, 5 plus 2.5. If you take this branch, 10 minus 2.5, the resultant what we are going to get is 7.5 volts. I already told you without solving this problem because to get the idea. But every time it is not 7.5 volts. If these resistance values are varying, automatically voltage. At any cost, your voltage is greater than 5 volts, less than 10 volts, that we can choose. For example, sometimes what happen, examiner will give you answers for you. The answer is 5 volts, 10 volts, 6 volts, it is 0 volts, something like that. The options given. Without solving, you don't want these values also. Simply we can answer, its answer is 6 volts. 0 is not possible. 10 and 5 is not possible. Why 10 and 5 is not possible? 10 volts is here, some drop must be there here. 5 volts is here, some drop must be there. So that I told you the voltage is between 5 to 10 like that. Similarly, when you come to the current sources, how the current sources? Coming to current sources, we have I1 and I2. They are connected in series. Ideal current sources, if they are connected in series. What will happen here? You see, this is having some current source of I1 and same current source of I2. So under this condition, if these two are ideal current sources, there is no internal resistance. There is no internal resistance. If I1 is equals to I2, you can say I. This is possible. So whenever if current sources are connected in series, the value should be same. Of course, we are talking about ideal current source. Sir, suppose if I1 is not equal to I2, if I1 is not equal to I2, it is violating the rules. In same path, different currents will not flow. Same current only will flow. Either 2 amperes will flow or 4 amperes will flow. 2 amperes or 4 amperes together will not flow in a same route. This is not possible. As like V1 is not equal to V2 in parallel, that violating the rules. If I1 is not equal to I2 in a series circuit, it is violating the rules. Now, when this is possible, sir? So if you take a current source is here, for example, this current source is here, having I1, having internal resistance of R. This is what? It's a practical current source. And another current source is here, having I2, some internal resistance of R. Even if I1 is not equal to I2, there is no problem for that. But finally, what is the current flowing here? As I told you, the current is between I1 and I2. As previous example, I told you V1 and V2, the current flowing is I1 and I2. We will discuss, not a problem. Similarly, when you have a current source here, for example, this is the current source of I1. Another current source of parallel, this is having I2. What is the resultant current? This current is coming and this current is also coming. Total current I is equals to I1 plus I2. If suppose, if this direction is reversed, I am talking, under that condition, I is equals to I1 minus I2. Whether I2 minus I1 or I1 minus I2, depending upon the magnitude of the current and direction of this current. That should not be a problem. Parallel connection, ideal sources, unequal current sources, we can connect. Resultant current is I1 plus I2 or I1 minus I2. Unequal current sources, ideal current sources, never be connected in series. If you connect practical sources in series, that is possible, the resultant current will becomes between I1 and I2. These are the conclusion. All the points you take down. First, close the video. Whatever the discussions has happened for half an hour or something time, you write, take the notes. That is more advantage while you are preparing for examination. Now you see here, how can you get what is the current? I told you answer. Suppose this is 10 amperes, this is 20 amperes. It has 1 ohm resistance, it is having 1 ohm resistance. What is the resultant current I told you? The resultant current between 10 to 20 amperes. How can you get sir? Your current source, make it converted into voltage source. A voltage of 10 into 1. This is 10 volts. Having resistance in series 1 ohm. Or 1 into 20, that is 20 volts, is like this, and resistance of 1 ohm. So now, how to calculate the current for this one? This is 20 volts. What is the net voltage if you bring? 10 plus 20, 30. 30 divided by 2. The current, total current passes through this one is 30 divided by 2 ohms, that is 15 amperes. Hence, current here is how many amperes? 15 amperes. Of course, because equal resistances are taken example, 10 amperes, 20 amperes, that's why we got exactly middle value. Some other values if you take, this is 5 ohms, 6 ohms, something like that, you may get some other value of current. Normally, what happens here is, when you have a voltage source, for example, we have a voltage source here. Practical voltage source only we are talking. Voltage in series with the resistance of R. How can you convert this is into current source? It is converted as a current source, a current in parallel with a resistance. Current in parallel with a resistance. How can you get the current? V by R. This is equal to current I. Whatever the resistance value is there, same value of resistance is replaced here. Similarly, when you have a current source here, having internal resistance of R, how can you convert this is into voltage source? This is current I. When you have a voltage source here, V is equals to I into R. Whatever the resistance is there, that should be connected in series to here. This is R. This is conversion from voltage source into current source This is conversion from current source into voltage source. Now I'll give you one important conclusion for you. Sir, for example, a voltage source and current source are in series. A voltage source and current source is in series. Under that condition, what source we have to take into the account? Are you got my point? A voltage source and current source is in series. What source is taking into the account? Both the sources has to take, or only one source is sufficient? Which is possible? Generally, when you have a voltage source is here and current source is here, like this. This is the series circuit. Normally, if you see, this is voltage, this one is current. When if you apply current, voltage, what we are going to do? Current we are making it 0. How can you make the current source 0? It is opening. Once if it is opening, what happened? Once it is opening, what happened? Just what is the voltage across this one? Is there any current flow will here? No current will flow. Now anyhow, we'll take some resistance here. For example, you take some resistance here. If suppose when you apply voltage source, what happened to the current source? Is becomes 0. What is the current flowing in the circuit? Is 0. What is the voltage across this one? Will not get, because here is open terminals. So if you voltage is applied, there is no effect on the output. For example, when current source is applied, your current is having some I amperes here. Under that condition, how can you make voltage? Voltage source is 0. Now what happened here? Current is flowing in the resistance. So that when voltage and current are in series, the net effect is only current source. Net effect is only current source. Similarly, when you take voltage source, this is voltage, and we can have a current here, that is parallel. We can have a current here, and some resistance is here. The resistance is here. This is current I. Suppose if you apply voltage, we are making current is open like this. Generally, current is made inactive by opening the terminal. Voltage is made inactive by shorting the terminal. Under this condition, what is the current passes through this one? Is V by R. Suppose if you are given current source here and voltage source is made 0. Under this condition, what happened? It is a short circuit. This is the resistance. Entire current will pass through this one. No current will pass through this resistance. So that if V and I are in parallel, the resultant is voltage only. Suppose you see here, there is a 5 volts in parallel with a current of 3 amperes. There are some resistances like this. It will have 1 ohm and 2 ohm, something like this. Suppose we want to calculate the current through the 2 ohms resistance, I2. What is the current through this one? Now you see here, this is an ideal voltage source. This is an ideal current source. These two are connected in parallel. As I told you, we have to take, if the voltage source and current source, ideal sources are in parallel, net resultant source we can count only voltage source. Under that condition, we can eliminate this one. So, if you remove this one, what is our circuit will becomes like? This is 5 volts. Generally, current source is open. We can remove this source. We have 1 ohm is here and 2 ohms is here. This is 2 ohms. What is the current passes through this ohms? 2 ohms. 5 divided by 2 amperes. That is 2.5 amperes of current. Because voltage across this one and this one all are same. Similarly, if you take another example, I have some current source is here, current source, and there is a voltage source. These two are connected in series. We have resistance, another resistance like this. This entire circuit is connected in series. It has 3 ohms, it is 2 ohms. For example, this is 3 amperes, this one is 5 volts. What is the voltage across this one? How can you calculate voltage across this one? V0. Whenever a ideal voltage source and current source is in series, the resultant one is current source only. Under that condition, we are making voltage source is 0 by shorting the terminals like this. Hence, what is the current flowing here? 3. Series circuit, 3 into 3, 9 volts. 3 into 3 becomes like a 9 volts. What is the example given for you? A voltage source in parallel with current source. Both are ideal. Resultant, we have to take only voltage source. A voltage source and current source ideal. They are connected in series. Resultant, we can take only current source. Like that we can calculate this is the voltage. You take these 2 points. If ideal voltage source and current source are connected in parallel, the resultant voltage is only the voltage source effect. When ideal voltage source and current source is in series, the resultant is only current source. That is a important conclusion.